Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah Gordon. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at the Center for Financial Services Innovation, and I'm coming to you from Chicago, Illinois, in the U.S. The Center for Financial Services Innovation, or CFSI, has been around for 14 years. We're a nonprofit organization that is focused on improving the financial health of Americans. And we run a network of committed financial services innovators that share our commitment to helping Americans improve their day-to-day financial systems that help them build resilience and pursue the opportunities in their lives. CFSI's Financial Health Network is comprised of 130 plus financial services innovators that together reach 165 million Americans, 47 million of which are low and moderate income. And it's in partnership with these organizations that we're working to transform their business philosophy, their strategy, to not just be in the financial services business, but to be in the business of promoting the financial health of their customers and clients.
By leveraging technology and finance and the power of markets, that we can help people build resilience and pursue opportunity with a strong day-to-day financial system. And we called that financial health.
CFSI has 4 key strategic pillars. First, we inform. We do a lot of consumer research, understanding individuals' knowledge, preferences, behaviors, attitudes as it relates to their personal finances. And we are constantly scanning the marketplace, looking for innovations that we think really hold promise for helping consumers manage day to day to be more resilient, to pursue the opportunities in their lives. Secondly, we provide strategic advice. We run a consulting operation where we're working one-on-one with financial services companies and others to think about how they can improve the financial health of their customer base. Thirdly, we seed promising new innovations. So through our Financial Solutions Lab, we look for startups and other early stage ideas and provide them with financial and non-financial supports to really test to better understand what works. And finally, that through the network, the Financial Health Network, we're really looking to make connections between diverse parties because we believe that no one entity can really solve this great problem. When CFSI thinks about impact, we're really trying to help the 57% of Americans that are struggling financially. That is sort of our ultimate goal. But we are a B2B organization. We work through others. We do not touch them directly. So when we think about how we hold our organization accountable, what success looks like for us, it's about growing our reach in our network and the diversity of the organizations and the institutions that join to be part of this collective. So CFSI's research influences almost everything we do here. We're a very research-grounded organization, and we not only look at our quantitative survey work that we do on a regular basis, but also the qualitative insights that we draw from many inquiries, and also constantly looking around at what others are understanding and developing, so that the research of other institutions, both domestically as well as internationally. To give you a few examples of how those insights have influenced our Financial Solutions Lab and other innovation work that we've done. First is our consumer financial health study suggested that consumers are 4 times more likely to be financially healthy if they have a regular savings habit. And similarly, they are 10 times more likely to be financially healthy if they have planned in advance for a regular expense. Another example for how our research has inspired the innovation work that we've done through our Financial Solutions Lab comes from the book, The Financial Diaries. CFSI was a co-contributor with New York University to do a deep dive on the financial lives of over 200 families across the US in 4 different geographies. And this work was supported by the Ford Foundation, the Citi Foundation, and the OMEDR network. And what we found by doing a super deep dive into the cash inflows and outflows and the decision-making that was happening on a weekly and a monthly and sometimes even a daily basis was that we saw something that is hard to tease out of macro level or national level quantitative data sets. And that was the extreme income volatility that many families were facing that was making it really hard to get control of their financial lives. We really believe that financial health is something that is measurable, that it's tangible. And we have developed a framework and a measurement methodology, including 8 specific indicators of financial health. And we've been working with our network to really diagnose where their customers are at in terms of the level of their financial health, and then to think about what products, services, strategies they're offering that can really help improve those baseline scores. We think about the types and the number of new products, services, and strategies that we can inspire, that we see our network members and others generate. So, for example, through our Financial Solutions Lab, we have supported 26 new products and services that collectively have touched the lives of 2.5 million Americans. So we think about how we can shape and influence the creation of those new products and services. We're also thinking about the quality, and are there tangible quality improvements that we're seeing across the industry in specific product categories. And so when you look at the roster of companies, the startups that we have supported through the Financial Solutions Lab, you'll see a lot of focus on automated savings or other savings innovations and planning tools as well. Our first challenge in our Financial Solutions Lab was really about supporting products and services that could help families better weather the shocks, the ups and downs, the spikes and dips that they were experiencing, and has led to some really creative solutions like Even. And it's a company that looks at what your average income is over a certain period and will manage your finances for you to where you're getting that even amount over a set period, really making it smoother and easier to manage. CFSI's Financial Health Network is comprised over 130 financial services innovators, and it's a great diversity of organizations and institutions. So it ranges from the nation's top 4 banks to mid-size banks to smaller community banks. And we also have a fairly large number of credit unions in the mix, given the mission alignment. It also draws from financial technology firms such as PayPal and Intuit and Google, as well as the credit bureaus and the back-end providers, the core processors like Fiserv and FIS. So a lot of big brands, but we also have a fair number of fintech startups, nonprofit organizations, and advocacy organizations that really sort of share in the commitment. And we believe the power of our network is the diversity of voices, because again, our financial lives are highly complex. The problem that's presented around financial health will not be solved by a single actor. It really does take the combined energy and assets and skills of such a diverse network. We've come to appreciate that financial health is about far more than a financial services issue. Financial services play a critically important part, both in historically can sometimes harm one's financial health, but we really believe that financial services can be a force for good in consumers' lives, but that doesn't tell the entire story. And when you think about what can be detrimental to one's financial health or what could be beneficial to one's financial health, you start to think about a much broader roster of stakeholders that should be at the table. Over time, our financial health network, we've observed, has really started to bring in even more diversity of actors, insurers of all types, including health insurers. We're doing more work with educational institutions. We see employers that aren't just employers in the financial services space, but in other domains. So I think financial health is it's a universal issue. We would argue a key issue of our time. And we're seeing more institutions sort of come to the table appreciating that while it may not be the primary business they're in every day, it is highly relevant to what they're ultimately trying to accomplish in their sectors or particular industries. This is a long journey. There's a long tail of impact. Some of the innovations that we supported 10 to 12 years ago, we are just now really seeing the fruits of our labor. So I encourage everyone to stay the course, stick it out, keep learning, keep innovating, stay committed, because consumers need us to be focused on this, right? It's a real problem. The need is great, but the opportunity is great as well.